How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? As you get ready to listen to this upcoming episode from the Playmakers Blog Podcast, I just want to let you know that you too can get into the podcast journey. It's very simple. It's very easy. All you got to do is jump on Anchor, the one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. It is 100% free and easy to use. And even with Anchor, you can get great sponsors who want to advertise your podcast. That means you can get paid for your podcast right away from Jump Street. So in fact, reading this ad is what I'm doing right now. So if you had the time, if you had the will and determination and the dream to be a podcaster, what you waiting for? Jump on it. Anchor is the way to go. You ready? I'm ready. The Playmakers Bar Podcast present Hoops Talk, hosted by Darnell, the Playmaker Salins. NBA, college basketball, playoffs, March Madness. No matter what, we talking hoops, man. Let's get it. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Darnell, the Playmaker Salins, out here from Jacksonville, Florida, bringing you Friday's edition of Hoops Talk. Now, you know, we got some stuff to get into, especially in the college basketball world. But we're going to start at the NBA. LeBron James and Durant have picked their teams for this Sunday's All-Star game. Remember, everything is on television. There will be no fans allowed. And everything will be happening on Sunday, March 7th. 3-point contest, skills challenge before the game. The game will kick off at 8 p.m. on TNT. Everything's on TNT, by the way. The game will kick off on 8 p.m. At the halftime of the game, it will be the slam dunk contest taking over the halftime show. And then, you know, once we get to that fourth quarter, whatever team is leading, they will add 24 points to it, make it the target score. So whoever gets to that target score within the fourth quarter wins the All-Star game. I'm going to come back to the All-Star game to let y'all know who's on Team LeBron and who's on Team Kevin Durant. But first and foremost, let's get a recap of what happened Tuesday, Wednesday, and yesterday. Tuesday, March the 2nd. We saw the San Antonio Spurs defeat the New York Knicks 119-93. 6 Spurs in double figures for the game. Led by Lyles with 18 points, 5 rebounds. Devontae Murray had 17, 6, and 5. Quickly led the Knicks with 26 points. And Julius Randle, the lone all-star for the New York Knicks, 14 points, 11 rebounds. He had a double-double. The San Antonio Spurs are above 500 in the Western Conference, surprisingly, of what they've been through, especially with COVID. But they are above 500. Moving on down, it was the LA Clippers. Without Kawhi Leonard in Boston against Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics took it 117-112. Paul George led away with 32 points and 5 rebounds for the Clippers. Reggie Jackson tried to help with 25 and 7 assists. But it was all about Kemba Walker, ladies and gentlemen. Kemba Walker is turning into Kemba Walker again. 25 points, 6 assists, 6 Celtics in double figures. We had the Denver Nuggets. They took the trip to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks. And what can I say? The Nuggets gave it to the Bucks. The Bucks had to take one on the chin at home. Denver Nuggets 128 to Milwaukee Bucks 97. The Joker, All-Star Joker, 37 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. Another triple-double for the Joker. But don't worry, Jamal Murray did his part with 24 points and 6 assists. There was 6 Nuggets in double figures back on Tuesday night in Milwaukee. Giannis doing Giannis things. 27 points, 8 rebounds. Chris Middleton tried to help with 20 points and 6 assists. But it was Denver's night on Tuesday. But don't worry, there's more action to get into. The Phoenix Suns were in LA to take on the defending champ, the Los Angeles Lakers. I actually watched this game. Some reason after halftime, this game got physical. A lot of tests was called. We had like 4 tests called in the span of 3 minutes. One was on LeBron, one was on the head coach, Frank Vogel, and 2, and I mean 2, was on Devin Booker, who got ejected. Bad ejection because the ref, they felt like the game was getting out of hand, so they just tossed one of the biggest stars on the court out the game in Devin Booker. It didn't matter. You know why it didn't matter Tuesday night? Because the Phoenix Suns came here on a mission in Staples Center, and they left out victorious on that mission. 114-104 victory over the Los Angeles Lakers. Eric Sarge came off the bench, dropped 21 points and 5 rebounds for the Phoenix Suns. LeBron James for the Lakers, 38 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. But it wasn't about the star Devin Booker. It wasn't about Chris Paul or DeAndre. It was about Derek Sarge coming off the bench, doing his thing against the Lakers. And Devin Booker got ejected. Take that to the bank. That's how you ended off Tuesday night. And then we get to Wednesday night, ladies and gentlemen. Wednesday night. The 2 best teams in the NBA took the stage in Philadelphia. Still disappointing that this game was not televised and we had to deal with James Harden going back to Houston to take on the Raptors. We knew what was going to happen, and that was exactly what happened. But I'm going to get to that in a minute. The Utah Jazz took the trip to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. A good game it was. Philadelphia took it 131-123. Donovan Mitchell, 33 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. 6 Jazz were in double figures, but Joel Embiid, the man who's in the driver's seat for the MVP right now, probably the MVP of the first half of the season. Because guess what? That's where we are at right now. 40 points and 19 rebounds. Joel Embiid was a man of the month, boys, and Rudy Gobert couldn't even stop him. That's how good he is. Not even Rudy Gobert could stop Joel Embiid. 40 points and 19 rebounds. It's ridiculous. And not to mention Tobias Harris said, hey, I want some of the action too. 22 points and 10 rebounds. 76 were in double figures as well. But it was still to enjoy Embiid's show. And then we get to the ESPN doubleheader where the Brooklyn Nets took the trip to Houston as James Harden returned to the Houston Rockets. And he gave them what everybody knew was going to happen. A triple-double with 29 points, 10 rebounds, 14 assists. Kyrie Irving had 24 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. As the Brooklyn Nets beat the Houston Rockets 132-114. Then we had the Chicago Bulls head down to the Big Easy to take on Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans. The All-Stars came to play in this one. But it was the Chicago Bulls led by Zach LaVine with a 128-124 victory over the Pelicans. Zach LaVine, 36 points, 8 assists. Hey, Kobe White came to play too with 25 points. Good job, Kobe White. Tar Heels. You'll understand why when I get to college basketball. There's a big game for North Carolina coming up. For those of you who know, you know. Zion Williamson, 28 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. JJ Redick had 22 points. Brandon Ingram, 21 points, but it wasn't enough. It was a Zach LaVine show. Let's see what he doing in the All-Star game. Or what Zion Williamson doing in the All-Star game. Still going to get to the Rockets in a minute. Then the nightcap. Portland, Oregon. Steph Curry and the crew came into town to take on Dame Dollar and the Portland Trail Blazers. As you would know, Steph Curry does what he does when he plays the Trail Blazers. 35 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Dame Dollar didn't have to be the starter today, but guess what? On that day, he had 22 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Melo! Carmelo Anthony also had 22 points. So Dame Dollar didn't have to do it by himself. As the Portland Trail Blazers won 108 to 106, and Dame Lillard did hit the game-winning bucket. And then last night, ladies and gentlemen, Thursday, March 4th, Toronto Raptors at the Boston Celtics. Boston could have used this victory, and they got it. 132-125. Jason Tatum, 27 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists. Jaylen Brown, 21 points, 7 rebounds. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Boston Celtics scored in double figures in this game. If they would have lost this game, it would have been so much talk about the Boston Celtics and their struggles. But they won the game, so let it be. The Los Angeles Clippers took the trip to Washington to take on the Wizards. Last time they played, they didn't have Kawhi Leonard. In this game last night, they did not have Paul George. And the Washington Wizards defeated the Clippers 19-117. Kawhi Leonard, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 7 Clippers in double figures. But guess what? Bradley Beal said no. 33 points. 33 points and 7 rebounds. Russell Westbrook, damn near a triple-double. 27 points, 9 rebounds, 11 assists. 6 Wizards in double figures as the Wizards got a good one over the Clippers. Denver took the trip from Milwaukee to Indiana to take on the Pacers. They give the Pacers a beating. A 10-point victory for the Nuggets, 113-103. Michael Porter Jr. stole the show with 24 points, 11 rebounds. Jamal Murray, 23 points. The Joker, damn near a triple-double with 20 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. Miles trying to help the Pacers with 22 points and 12 rebounds. Doug McDermott, 20 points off the bench, but it wasn't enough. You had the Milwaukee Bucks in Memphis to take on this young Memphis team led by John Morant. A good bounce back win for the Giannis and the Bucks as they took this one 112-111. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 26 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists. Middleton with 22 points and 10 rebounds. John Morant did everything he could, but it wasn't enough with 35 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Dylan Brooks had it 23 points and 7 assists himself. It just wasn't enough. There was no Steph Curry and Draymond Green for Golden State as they went into Phoenix, and Phoenix beat them down. I believe his final score was 120-98. This night we're going to get into that one. And then the nightcap, we had the Miami Heat in New Orleans to take on the New Orleans Pelicans. Jimmy Butler versus Zion Williamson. Oh, no, take that back. Zion Williamson did not play this game. Bam Adebayo did not play this game. So Brandon Ingram versus Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Buckets does what he always does. 103-93, the Miami Heat took it. Butler, 29 points and 9 assists. Kelly Olynyk, who started off the game hot, finished with 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. You had 6 Pelicans in double figures led by Brandon Ingram with 17, 5, and 9. Those were your recaps from Tuesday, Wednesday, and last night's game. But now let's talk about this All-Star team here, because as I said earlier, 3-point contest, skills challenge before the All-Star game, slam dunk contest at halftime of the game, and we're going to finish off like we did last year. Target score in the fourth quarter, whoever gets there first wins the game. The first half of the NBA season is done, so here's the All-Star team. LeBron James team will feature, of course, LeBron James himself. And his first pick of the starters had to be Giannis Antetokounmpo. We have LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo on the same team. That is scary. Then he followed that up with Steph Curry, Luka Doncic. How long your front court bias? Your 2 front court men is LeBron James and Giannis, and now you added Steph Curry and Luka Doncic in the backcourt. Ooh. And to finish it off with the big man, he picked the Joker. So LeBron James starting 5 is himself, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Joker, Steph Curry, and Luka Doncic. That's a hell of a starting 5. That is a hell of a starting 5 right there. But Kevin Durant will not be outdone when it comes to starting. Even though Kevin Durant is not playing, his starting 5 is damn good too. Kyrie Irving, Bradley Beal, Jason Tatum, Kawhi Leonard, and Joel Embiid. The Joker versus Joel Embiid is going to be a good one. But come on, it's the All-Star game, so it is what it is. The reserves for the team: LeBron, Damian Lillard, Ben Simmons, Chris Paul, Jaylen Brown, Paul George, Domantas Sabonis, and Rudy Gobert. And then the reserves for Kevin Durant's team is James Harden, Devin Booker, Zion Williamson, Zach LaVine, Julius Randle, Nikola Vucevic. Shout out to Vucevic, a second All-Star appearance for the Orlando Magic, and Donovan Mitchell. You know what the funny thing is? Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell are the last two picks of the All-Star game. The team with the best record was picked as the final two. Donovan Mitchell went to Kevin Durant, and Rudy Gobert went to LeBron. The exact order that I listed the names, ladies and gentlemen, is the exact order where they was picked by each guy. Rudy Gobert is last on LeBron's list. Donovan Mitchell is last on Kevin Durant's list. The disrespect is real. Even LeBron said it on TNT. And he tried to make it sound like it was no disrespect. But when you played the games, the NBA games, the lives, the 2Ks and whatnot, you did play with the Utah Jazz. Now, when Utah had Karl Malone and John Stockton and Jeff Hornacek in the crew. Am I wrong to say? Has anybody let me know through social media when you was playing your two NBA 2K games, your NBA live games? Did you play with the Utah Jazz? Did you? I'll admit I did one time. I felt good too. You know, I created my own little player. Went to the Utah Jazz. I bought them black jerseys, cried a bit. Looked it good, deep. Silence 20 in black and with Utah on it. Looked it very good. I liked it. I enjoyed playing with that team. I did. But if you play with the Utah Jazz when you play NBA 2K or NBA Live, get at your boy. Get at your boy. But that's your All-Star team once again. Giannis, Steph Curry, Luka, Joker, LeBron, Damian Lillard, Ben Simmons, Chris Paul, Jaylen Brown, Paul George, Domantas Sabonis, and Rudy Gobert. That's Team LeBron. Team Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Joel Embiid, Kawhi Leonard, Bradley Beal, Jason Tatum, James Harden, Devin Booker, Zion Williamson, Zach LaVine, Julius Randle, Nikola Vucevic, and Donovan Mitchell. Y'all enjoy All-Star Weekend. All-Star Sunday, should I say. And then the guys will get back at it on the 10th. When is the 10th? The 10th is on a Wednesday, I believe. So I think I can come back on Tuesday's show and preview the second half of the season. So yeah. But now let's switch gears to the college basketball realm, because this is where we're going to get down to business. The recap of Tuesday, Wednesdays, and, last night's game. We have some things to look at. Tuesday night, it was the Baylor Bears, the number 3 team in the country, coming out their first loss of the season to the Kansas Jayhawks. Now they are in Morgantown to take on the 6th-ranked Mountaineers of West Virginia. Good game it was, 94-86 overtime victory for the Baylor Bears. Gerard Butler for Baylor, 25 points. A good bounce back win. The shocker of the day, ladies and gentlemen, from Tuesday night. Number 4 Illinois was in Michigan to take on the 2nd-ranked Michigan Wolverines. And we had a beat down of Sir, and it wasn't by Michigan. Illinois walked in there and left Ann Arbor 76-55 victorious on the Michigan Wolverines. Trent Fraser, 22 points to lead the final line out. Oh my goodness. They beat the number 2 team by 23 points. Ugh. None but Michigan's second loss of the season. It was the Iron Bowl on Tuesday night as Auburn took the Tuscaloosa to take on the F-ranked Crimson Tide, and the F-ranked Crimson Tide did what they needed to do. 70-58 victory over Auburn. Jay, Shaka Ford, 23 points. And congratulations to Nate Oates and the Alabama Crimson Tide as they have clinched the SEC regular season title. The number 1 seed in the SEC tournament next week. Congratulations to Nate Oates and the Crimson Tide. Fresno State took down Boise. Not a good one for Boise State. 67-64. Boise has some work to do now. They have some work to do now. Not only they got work to do, Xavier has work to do now because they got dropped by Georgetown 72-66. Definitely not a good one for the Musketeers of Xavier. It was Indiana and East Lansing to take on Michigan State. Michigan State took it 64-58. Good win for Tom Izzo and the Michigan State Spartans as they continue to build their resume and get into the tournament. Aaron Henry, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists to lead the Spartans. It was the Duke Blue that was in the ATL to take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Duke needed this win. They needed a win. They didn't get it. They did not get it. Georgia Tech, 81-77 in overtime. I'm going to say it again. I said it last episode. I'm going to say it again. Moses White is in the conversation for the Wooden Player of the Year. He might actually win it. Moses White, 29 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists. I think Moses White is the front runner. In my book, Moses White is the front runner for the Wooden Smith Player of the Year. I got Moses White, I got Caden Cunningham, and I got Luka Garza third right now. If I'm missing anybody, let me know, because I'm not trying to miss anybody. But from what I've been watching and what I've been seeing, Moses White is the real deal. No, this dude is the real deal. You already know about Caden Cunningham, projected to be the number 1 player picked in the NBA draft, and we know about Luka Garza. But Moses White is balling. TCU went to Lubbock, Texas to take on their in-state rival, Texas Tech Red Raiders, the 18th ranked team in the country. And the 18th ranked team in the country, they bounced back from their loss over the weekend to beat the Horned Frogs by 20, 69-49. Kyler Edwards, 20 points, 4 assists. A game that both teams could use in the Big Ten. 25th ranked Wisconsin Badgers, they took the trip to take on 23rd ranked Purdue Boilermakers. And the sliding for Wisconsin continues as the Boilermakers took it 73-69. Zach Edey, 21 points, 7 rebounds to lead the Boilermakers, but it's more about the Wisconsin Badgers. They are falling. They are free falling right now. Surprised they were still ranked. They still ranked. But they are free falling, man. Free falling. This might be the time to have a free fall. And then the nightcap, Ole Miss needed to handle business against Kentucky, and they did just that, 70-62 over the Wildcats of Kentucky. Good job for Ole Miss to keep yourself alive. Still can't put the death knell in the Kentucky Wildcats just yet because we still got that during this SEC tournament and anything can happen around that time. But for me right now, I really want to put the death knell in them, but I'm going to save it for right now. Wednesday's action, UCLA was in Oregon to take on the Ducks, and the Ducks continue their winning ways 82-74 as they have taken control of the Pac-12. Chris Durant, 23 points to lead the Ducks. It was Missouri and Gainesville to take on my Florida Gators, and my Florida Gators disappointing loss right here, 72-7 to the Missouri Tigers. A very disappointing loss, should I say, for the Florida Gators. We needed that win. We needed to stack up wins, but Missouri needed it too because they was on a losing streak. They went from ranked to unranked in no time. So Missouri needed a win just as much as we did. So somebody had to take a L, and unfortunately, it was the Florida Gators. Drew Smith for the Missouri Tigers, 17 points, 9 assists to help get them out of Gainesville, Florida. The Clemson Tigers, they took the trip to New York to take on the Syracuse Orange Men, and Jim Boeheim's crew did handle business 64-54 victory over the Clemson Tigers. Allen Griffin, 22 points and 10 rebounds to lead the way. UConn was in Seton Hall to take on the Pirates. UConn walked out of there 69-58. Isaiah Wiley, 17 points, 10 rebounds to lead the way. Number 14, Creighton. Was at number 10, Villanova. Villanova took the game, but they suffer a bigger loss, though. The bigger loss was that they point guard Gillespie tore his MCL, and he is done for the season. It's a shame that it has to end the way that it did. But I understand these things happen. So without their four general, how does Jay Wright and the Wildcats respond without their four general? By the way, they won the top 15 Big East matchup 72-60 over the 14th ranked Creighton Blue Jays. That was Wednesday's night's action. Let's get to last night's action. Last night, it was the battle for Michigan. The first of two, as the Spartans were in Ann Arbor to take on the third-ranked Michigan. 69-50. And I'm pretty sure you know who won. As Juwan Howard and the Michigan Wolverines have clinched the regular season Big Ten title. Congratulations to Juwan Howard and the Michigan Wolverines. First season at the helm. Or was it his second season? Either way, Michigan has taken the crown for the Big Ten. And they'll go into the Big Ten tournament as the number one seed. Big 12 action. 17th ranked Oklahoma State, who's been red hot, who's been doing their thing, was in Baylor to take on the third-ranked Baylor Bears. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a good game until K Cunningham twisted his ankle. Nevertheless, Oklahoma State fought their butts off, but Baylor was too much. 81-70 win for the Baylor Bears. Gerard Butler, 22 points and 5 rebounds. TCU took the trip to 6th ranked West Virginia. West Virginia did not fall for the trap. They handled their business 76-67. Jalen Bridges, 22 points, 12 rebounds. Another news in action. Maryland took an L to Northwestern. That hurts their chances. That's a big loss for Maryland part to Northwestern. USC got back into the win column with a beatdown over Stanford 79-42. Colorado won a good one. Won a good game. 75-61 over Arizona State. The Buffaloes pulled away late. But it was a good game, to be honest. I watched it. I enjoyed it. Buffaloes looked good. Arizona State, they did not give up the fight. But it was the Buffaloes' night at home. And then the nightcap, the Red River Showdown. 15th-ranked Texas. That was in Norman to take on the 16th-ranked Sooners of Oklahoma. The road team took it as Texas took it 69-50-65. Good game in Norman. Another tough loss for the Sooners, and a good win for the Texas Longhorns. A win that they needed it, and they needed it good too. And they got it. So that's the recap right now. And now, as I look at Joe Lunardi's updated bubble, the last 4 buys are right now going to Louisville, Rutgers, Georgia Tech, and VCU. Rutgers slowly but surely making their way into the tournament. That was your last 4. Your last 4 in, according to Jordan Nardi's on ESPN. The last 4 teams to get into the tournament. The tournament was to start today. Will be Drake. 20-win team. Can't argue with that. No matter what conference they're in, no matter what the competition is. You win 20 games, you should have an opportunity. You should have an opportunity. Not saying that you should get in. I'm saying you should be looked at as an opportunity to get in. You won 20 games. You can't argue with that. Michigan State. They got key top 5 victories. They got key top 25 victories. It's Tom Izzo. What you expect? Xavier, despite losing to Georgetown, last 4 in. Boise State, despite losing to Fresno State, last 4 in. Even with losses, they still just in as of right now. Just in as of right now. First 4 out right now. Seton Hall. Seton Hall, you can't lose no more games. You are on the iceberg of going out for sure. Utah State. Utah State just can't catch a break. They be in games and they just can't pull it out. St. Louis, same as Utah State. Started off good. Now they can't catch breaks. And Duke Blue Devils. Duke is still alive. My successful team ain't dead. But man, they got to figure something out quick, fast, and in a hurry. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. They got to figure something out. They just got to figure something out. And then the next 4 out, the team that has the most to do. Syracuse. Good start with a win over Clemson. But you still got a lot of work to do, Jembe, huh? Still got a lot of work to do. I think that loss. You beat North Carolina, which is a good thing as well. But still got a lot of work to do. SMU. Not only y'all, but Memphis, who is also in y'all conference as well. Y'all down in better make it to the title game. And I don't see none one of y'all beating Houston, so it's a tall task for the American Conference for SMU and Memphis right about now. It's a tall task right now. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll see. And last on the line of next 4 out is the Ole Miss Rebels. You kept yourself afloat by not losing to Kentucky. You kept yourself afloat by not losing to Kentucky. But you have a lot of work to do, Ole Miss. You have a lot of work to do. And you don't have many games left right now. You don't have many games left. So that's how it is on Joel and Naughty's bracket. Seton Hall, Utah State, St. Louis, Duke, first 4 out. Next 4 out, Syracuse, SMU, Memphis, and Ole Miss. Your last 4 in right now is Drake, Michigan State, Xavier, and Boise State. And your last 4 byes, Louisville, Rutgers, Georgia Tech, VCU. Now, let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the real good stuff here. Because this is the final weekend of the regular season, ladies and gentlemen. Because when next week is it, it's all about conference tournament. We already got some conference tournaments on the way already. But let's look at this right now. As I'm looking in the schedule for today, I don't see anything good coming. It's mostly mid-major team. So right now, quarterfinals, 3:30 p.m. NBC Sports Network. A10 quarterfinals. Speaking of VCU, they are facing Dayton. VCU cannot lose this game to Dayton. VCU needs to make it to the A10 championship game. Dayton needs to win the whole damn thing to make it. That is 3:30. Keep it moving with the A10. George Mason, who's still trying to fight to get their way in. They are taking on Davidson, who's still trying to fight to get their way in. Both of them need to make a deep run. So they both need to make a deep run and just go on about their business. And as I continue to look forward, that's pretty much tonight is about your mid-majors tonight. Let's gonna put it like that. For all my mid-majors tonight is about y'all because we got a lot. I'm seeing a lot of mid-major teams going at it. So the Ohio Valley Conference. It's the semifinals. We have Morehead State versus Eastern Kentucky. That is 10:30 p.m. tonight on ESPNU. Morehead State. The team, the last time I spoke to y'all, who beat Belmont. Taking on Eastern Kentucky. The team, matter of fact, who did Eastern Kentucky beat? Because I talked about them as well. What's that big team that they beat? Who did they beat? Give me a minute to find it, because I remember talking about Eastern Kentucky. They had made the podcast. They also beat Belmont. So 2 of the Belmont's 4 losses came to both of these teams that's facing each other in the semifinals right now. By the way, if that's at 10:30, what time is the other semifinal game? 8 o'clock. Jacksonville State and Belmont. So if Belmont continue to do what they do, we'll be seeing Belmont in the Ohio Valley Championship. Would it be East Kentucky or Morehead State? 2 of their 3 losses came to both of these teams, so that'll be something to really look forward to. Like I said, tonight is all about the mid majors. Get all my mid major fans out there. Tune in if you got ESPN, if you got NBC Sports, if you got ESPN Plus. Hell, tune in. Today is mid major day. Catch you some mid major games and have fun. Because we know what Saturday is. We know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow the big boys are taking over. Because you are not. The big boys are taking over tomorrow. And when I say they are taking over tomorrow, I mean they are taking over tomorrow. So, as I'm looking at it right now, Rutgers, who has the last 4 bye, they are on the road to take on Minnesota. Rutgers can't lose this game to Minnesota. They just can't. Clemson will try to bounce back and keep their hopes alive as Pittsburgh comes rolling into Clemson, South Carolina. That is 12 p.m. on the ACC network. The Rutgers Minnesota game is 12 p.m. on Fox. Michigan State and Auburn fighting for a better seed in the SEC tournament. 1 p.m. SEC network. Big Ten action. 2 p.m. ESPN2. 17th-ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys. They are in Morgantown, West Virginia, to take on the 6th-ranked Mountaineers. Ooh, what a game this is going to be. And my ACC people out there, 2 p.m. CBS. 8th-ranked. And the winners of the SEC regular season title, the Alabama Crimson Tide, they are in Athens to take on the Georgia Bulldogs. A win for the Bulldogs will vote them into tournament play. I guarantee you that. Or at least a bigger chance at making it. Indiana will try to get a big win to keep their NCAA tournament hopes alive at 2 p.m. on ESPN, as they are at 23rd ranked Purdue. Villanova's first game without their star point guard will be at 2:30 on Fox, as they are taking on the Providence Flyers. 3 p.m. is the battle of the Tigers. 3 p.m. SEC Network. LSU are in Columbia to take on the Missouri Tigers. Both teams need victories here. Where's Tiger wants it more? 4 p.m. ESPN Big Ten Country. Number 4 fighting Illinois is coming out that beatdown of Michigan. They look to see if they can hand another beatdown. Now this time the 7th-ranked Ohio State in Columbus this time. Ohio State can use this win. They're a 2 seed right now. There was a 1 seed, but now Illinois is a 1 seed. Michigan's a 1 seed. Baylor's a 1 seed, and Gonzaga's a 1. We already know Gonzaga and Baylor are both 1 seeds. So right now it's between Michigan and Illinois. If Ohio State wants to take one of them out, they need to win this game against Illinois. 4 p.m. ESPN2 ACC. The defending champs, 21st ranked Virginia Cavaliers. They are in Louisville, Kentucky to take on the Louisville Cardinals. Louisville has the last 4 byes right now. A win against the defending champs puts you in as a lock. But let's see if they can do it. Pac-12 action, 4 p.m. CBS. USC, UCLA. That's all I got to say. USC, UCLA. 4 p.m. CBS. Six p.m. ESPN. Round 2. Tobacco Road. Chapel Hill. If you don't know where I'm going at, Duke Blue Devils. North Carolina Tar Heels. Woo! North Carolina won the first one in Cameron indoors. Duke, you on the first 4 line out. Get paid back on the Tar Heels. We might have some talking to do. But if the North Carolina Tar Heels finish off Duke, just so you know, Warrior Williams going to be a happy, and I mean a very happy man. I don't even remember the last time they swept Duke in the season. I don't even remember the last time they swept Duke in the season. I don't. I really don't. I don't. But guess what? They have an opportunity at home. Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Duke, round 2. Seton Hall, who needs every win they can get. They are on the road. 7 p.m. FS1 against the St. John's Red Storm. St. John's Red Storm, can they get another big win here? They can use one. Xavier, who needs wins. 9 p.m. FS1. They are on the road to take on the Marquette Golden Eagles, who played themselves out of the tournament. But they can play themselves back into the tournament if they get on a winning streak right now, starting Saturday against the Xavier Musketeers. But Xavier needs this win just as much because they on the bubble right now. They in, but they can be pulled out. They in, they can be pulled out. Speaking of a team who need a win, Utah State. They are at Fresno State. 11 p.m. FS1. They can really use that win. And those are your games for Saturday. You got a lot of games on Saturday. And I mean a lot of games on Saturday. So I look forward to Sunday. We said Memphis needed a win. We start Wednesday. They trying to get in. Guess what? Sunday, they are at home to take on 9th ranked Houston Cougars. 12 p.m. CBS. Don't you touch that dial. If you're a Tigers fan, you better watch it. Because Memphis pull this out, they can find themselves in the tournament. Same time, ESPN, 12 p.m. My Florida Gators are in Knoxville to take on the Tennessee Volunteers. We need a bounce back win. So does Tennessee as well. But we need a bounce. Florida. Coach White. We need this win. Do not mess around and lose this game. Do not mess around and lose this game. You sweet Tennessee. You sweet Tennessee. Thank you. 12:30 Fox. Top 25 matchup in the Big Ten. 23rd ranked Wisconsin, who is sliding. Are at 5th ranked Iowa Hawkeyes. Iowa wants to keep on winning, but Wisconsin, they need a win. Oh my goodness, they need a win. They can't buy a win right now. So they need to find whatever way they do to beat Iowa because they need it. They need it. 4 p.m. ESPN. The Big 12 takes over. 18th-ranked Texas Tech Raiders versus 3rd-ranked Baylor down in Texas. Baylor, Texas, that is. Waco, should I say. 4 p.m. ESPN. It's a good, juicy one to watch. Both teams will be in the tournament. But it's a good, juicy one to watch at 4 p.m. ESPN. 4:30 CBS is round 2 of the Battle of Michigan. 2nd-ranked Michigan Wolverines there now. They take their trip to East Lansing to take on Michigan State Spartans. Let's see, can Michigan State make it a better game than the first one? And possibly pull out a win. Let's see if they can do that. 7 p.m. Big 12 Network, ESPN Plus, 15th-ranked Longhorn take on TCU. 7 p.m. down in College Park, Maryland. Maryland is hosting Penn State. 8 p.m. FS1. It is the battle, the war, whatever you want to call it now, since they changed it from the Civil War now. I don't know what they're going to call this rivalry going forward, but it's Oregon and Oregon State. And Corvallis, Oregon. And that's your Sundays. That's your weekend right there. The 6 and the 7. That's your weekend right there. And then from that point forward, it's conference tournament time. And speaking of which, even though we have some conference tournaments already starting, let's see when the big boys get up and running before we get out of here.
If only there was a nearby you could get.
Excuse me, didn't want to do that. The 18 has already started, as I said. March 9th, the ACC gets it tipped off. The Big 12 gets tipped off at March 10th. The Big East all along with the Big 12 on March 10th. The Big 10, March 10th. And keep it scrolling down. In the Mountain West, March 10th. Pac-12 will take on March 10th. SEC, March 10th. So, there you go. March 10th is your date. That means next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we're going to be previewing. So, on the Tuesday's episode, we're going to preview the Big Boys Conference as they tip off their conference tournament. So, you got your game for this weekend. You know what you need to watch. And now you know what you need to do. Because when March 10th get here, Wednesday, the Big Boys Conference Tournament takes off. And then we'll get to March 14th for Selection Sunday to find out who's in the tournament. With that being said, down to the Playmaker Silence. I'm here from Jacksonville, Florida. On your Friday's edition of Hoops Talk. Enjoy your weekend. I'll holler at y'all Tuesday.
Thank you guys very much for listening to another week of Hoops Talk. Now, if you want to stay updated on new episodes that's coming up for Hoops Talk, please subscribe to the podcast. And those of you who are listening on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, please leave a rate and review of the podcast. Let us know how we are doing. And for those of you who want to be updated on everything that goes on the Playmakers Blog brand, subscribe to the website, theplaymakersblog.com. That way you can see every podcast that's under the brand. And you can even get your own Playmakers Blog merch by hitting our shop tab on the website. You'll see our Threadless store and our Spreadshirt store. So get you some Playmakers Blog merch. And don't forget, subscribe to the website to stay updated on everything that goes on the Playmakers Blog brand. As for me, the Playmaker down there, Silence, I'm signing off until next week for more Hoops Talk.